Hello everyone, this is John Michael for a new little series, not about fish keeping, but actually about my plants. Right now you're looking at a baby Java fern, because in the last summer I actually bought some Java fern to put in my aquarium, but due to the fish eating it and my also some of my mistake, all the Java fern was completely destroyed except this little part here. So this is actually some kind of an hospital tank, but not for fish. It is actually for plants. So this is a baby Java fern, and it's growing slow, but I hope one day it will become more bigger. As you can see, this is the size of my finger in comparison. So it is quite small. Then we have one of the little piece of anubias I have in my aquarium, but I feel like she could grow much bigger if she was out of the water, because anubias are a plant that can grow in the water and out of the water. So I really want to see if the plant structure will change from being out of the water. So I really expect that the leaf will become much bigger than the one in my aquarium. And the third plant in this little bucket is actually this plant right here. But because it's so weak and everything, I decided to put it in the hospital tank as well. And the water in this tank is actually the water from my aquarium, and I feel that this water is really rich in nutriment. So this is why I how do I say that in English? Well, I give them that water to them. Next we have some nice aloe. Sorry, I don't really know the exact name in English, but aloe. I don't know how you cut it, but well, I don't zoom well. Sorry. Well, this is a great plant. I will probably transplant it in the spring, as well as most of my other plants. So next we have some cactus, and right now, as you can see, this main cactus, whoa, sorry, this cactus here, I've made a baby, and this baby also grow another baby. So this is pretty cool. And on the top, that was an other type of cactus, because it was an hybrid or a splice. I don't know very much how to pronounce it, but anyway, it was two cactus put together, but sadly one of the two died, but not the other one. And the other one is doing so great that is actually making some babies. So that cactus live with another type of cactus, and they're doing super great. I don't know how many years I kept this cactus, but at least, I would say at least all my secondary and my cégep, and now my first year of university. So at least 7 or 8 years, if not more. Next we have this really nice plant that do some nice little pink flower. Right now it's not doing so great, but in some weeks or so, she will do so nice little flower again. Next we have my African violet, or at least what I call it in English. Uh, what is interesting about this plant is, well, first of all, you already saw it because of my video about Anubias, but what is interesting about this plant is that actually it belonged to my sister in the past, but she didn't take really good care of it. So I take it, as she was actually a dying plant. All the leaf was yellow, and really I didn't expect to see her grow, but she literally grew back like a phoenix out of her ashes, and she become super nice. And more or less than 1 year later, she started to produce some flowers, and a couple of years later, she actually produced a baby before dying. And this is not the original plant. This is actually the baby. So at one point, it was two plants, and then the older one died off, and now the baby remain, and it's really healthy. So soon enough, I will get some new flower. I feel that since I give them water from my aquarium, all my plants are doing super great so far. This is my bonsai. The first bonsai I had sadly died, but this one is keeping up very well. It's been a couple of years that I had him, and yes, he's doing super great. This is my second hospital plant tank, I would say, because this is actually a branch of the bonsai right there that literally just, well, you know, you have to trim the bonsai, but I figured that if I put the branch I chop in the water, they could grow into bonsai as well, and it is working. And same for this branch of a cactus I will show you real soon. Well, I don't want to spoil the surprise, so I will talk to you a little bit more about this cactus in a few minutes. And finally, we have this rose. Because it's winter, she didn't, well, she don't have flower yet, but I know that she had flower. And then, you know, because I was so busy, I didn't really keep up with all my plants. So right now they are all regrowing, but I feel that it is quite natural because plants are used to winter where the conditions are bad, and then when spring comes they regrow back. So I really hope she will do fine. She's doing really fine to me. But anyway, next we have a bamboo stick. That stick was in my aquarium for some weeks before I decided to get it out of my aquarium, because I learned that bamboo cannot live submerged. So I didn't want to kill it. So I decided to put it in my, I don't know how you call this in English, but you know, the thing that able you to give water to your plants. Sorry, I don't know all the English term for that. And this is also another plant that I put in my aquarium for some time, but decided to remove and grow, well, right here for now. But I will plant it in some earth during the spring and replant it, and everything will be alright. But for now, I have I have so many plants that I don't even have enough space next to my window. So now some other plants have to live on the floor of my room. But so far they are doing okay. last but not least is my big bucket of cactus and aloes. So you see this really huge cactus right there? Well, the both of those were so heavy that all of this was originally on the window size, but at one point they just fall off, and a little part of this cactus broke down. So this is the branch that broke, and I just decided to put it in here, hoping that it will survive, and it is doing great for now. So one day I will replant it. This big aloes grew super huge over the year. I have it since, well, I would say since I'm like 6 or 7 years old. It was a gift from my grandmother, and at the beginning it was a super small plant, and then it grew and grew and grew and grew and grew into this huge, awesome aloes. I think it is called a crocodile jaw aloes, but I'm not sure. Next we have another type of aloes, smaller, and it's propagating like crazy. But as you can see right now, I really have to do some work on my plants, and I will definitely do some replanting during the spring, so all the plants have a nice place to go and to grow. And yes, this massive cactus was as small as this one when I bought it, and it grew into a huge cactus over the years. This one is younger than all the other cactus, but it really grew huge. Right next to them there is the same plant as the one in the little bucket here, and I know I have another cactus that look like this one in the, well, probably just below the big aloes, but because that plant is super huge, well, we don't see it. Just to do a little comparison, this is my foot, and this is the aloes, just so you know. So they all are right here, and this is my window. So they get some light from the sun, maybe not as much as I would like, but anyway, they're doing okay. So, and you know, during the spring I will replant all my plants and find some place for them to grow. And finally, the last plant I own is actually in my aquarium. They are anubias. And oh, actually I can show you the very last plant, and it is right here, and it's the same as the plant in my bucket, and I'm doing some little aquaponic with it. So as you can see, this is well, I don't know if you, oh okay, yes, you see right here, this is the root structure of this plant. So I'm really hoping this will eat some nitrate and ammonia and everything in my plant, in my aquarium. It's getting, I think, enough light, but I'm not sure if she will do well in long run. But for now, I definitely see some new root growing. And yes, finally there is the anubias you are all used to, but as you know now, there are only 3 left, because the fourth one is in the hospital tank right there. So that was it for the presentation of my plants. I really hope you like it, and yes, I will probably help you to understand a little bit of my care for all these plants, but basically I just give them some water and they are doing super great. And it's been a lot of years since I have some of them. Like this big one, this one is from my childhood, as well as the, well, pretty much all in the this, well, pretty much all of those one. And yeah, the all the others been, well, this one and the little rose, I got them since last summer, but all the other one, I got them since a few years at least. So thank you for watching. Leave a comment and like it if you enjoyed it. Bye.